Hello and welcome to Wild Child Weekly with your hosts, Alyssa, Hunter, and Ella. Today we are talking to a girl named Samantha, who was raised by sloths. Please tune in to this special program.
Samantha had an abusive father who married 3 times. Each wife resented Samantha, so by the third wife, she decided to run away. She ran to a Brazilian forest when she was attacked by a pack of snapping turtles and defended by a group of sloths. Samantha spent 6 long, yet interesting years with the sloths. She has adapted to their lifestyle until she was captured by a team of doctors and taken to a psych hospital located in Brazil. Once she was captured, she was relocated to a Canadian hospital and was treated further. They introduced her to other humans and taught her human functions. She was treated successfully and has a mental capacity only 3 years younger than her. She now attends public school. Samantha now lives a happy normal life, but she still gets to visit her old family, the sloths.
Please welcome Samantha to the studio.
How do you feel when your father and his wives neglected you through their lack of attention to your physical and emotional needs? Growing up with an abusive father was really hard, and especially due to the fact that I never really had a real mother. They all kind of never really paid attention to me, so I was always left alone. I guess, raised myself to the age of 4, but imagine living life with no diapers, no food that really nourished the child, you know what I mean? Do you think you embraced the lifestyle of the wild sloths rather than your life at home? I think that I finally embraced the lifestyle of the sloths after they saved me from the snapping turtles. It was just, they gave me a true feeling of comfort and trust, and that's sad but true, I've never really had that before.
Do you feel that your learning progress is improving even after such a drastic learning gap that was created from 6 years of isolation?
I feel that my learning has improved a lot, but in a sense I don't feel like I was ever neglected from learning. In the wild I was taught so much. I was taught how to find my own food, how to fend for myself, and having that extra family support was great. I only believe that I have a gap in the way society perceives knowledge today.
What feelings did you experience after you were captured by the Canadian zoologists and taken away from your familiar environment with the sloths?
When I was first captured, I was mad. I was getting taken out of the environment of the only people who ever cared for me. But I was also confused. I didn't really understand what was happening. These humans that I hadn't seen for 6 years, that's quite a drastic change. I began to be curious once they took me into the institution, and then after that I was just happy to have someone care about me again.
Are you angry that you were torn away from your sloth family in order to learn to survive in human society?
At first, I was furious. I was being taken away, as I said before, from the only people who ever really cared about me. But after a while, I started to accept it because I was being taught things that I'd never learned before. So it ended up being a learning experience.
Are you still angry though?
No. I've grown a new bond with the people who saved me. They're kind of like my true parents.
We'll be right back with Samantha the Sloth.
Morning, everyone. What's on our agenda today?
At 7:30, you're going to miss your bus and have to walk all the way to school.
Is it because of my dilly-dallying?
You got it.
Great. Miss Myers?
At 9:15, I'm going to spring a pop quiz on your least favorite subject, math.
I love it. Emily?
At 11, I'm going to pass you a note and get you in trouble with the teacher.
Perfect. Mom, aren't you going to tell me I have to clean my room or else I can't watch TV?
Or play video games.
Well, it's a good thing I got my orange juice.
Take on the day with the natural goodness of 100% pure Florida orange juice.
And we're back with Samantha the Sloth.
How did the religious beliefs and values of the time period you grew up in affect how your father treated you and made you to run away?
From what I remember, my father was a strong atheist, but with the community we lived in, it was flourishing with Catholics and Christians, so there was a lot of pressure on him to convert and believe in God. So it kind of drove him to become violent and upset. He was just a monster.
And he took it out on you.
Yeah, and his wives.
Was it a challenge for you to adapt to the daily routines of the sloths, or was it an easy transition for you?
At first it was a challenge because I was a toddler and I always was so used to just moving quickly, getting things done, and their slow lifestyle was hard for me. But after a while I was able to adapt, and being one of them it was fun, it was chill, it was laid back, it was my kind of personality and an animal.
How did you react to the Canadian culture after 6 years of living with the sloths?
It was quite the change. It was especially going from like a climate like Brazil and South America to Canada. It was different, but I was well taken care of. Like I got vaccines. All the doctors took very good care of me. It was something I wasn't used to. It was great. And then on top of the fact that the people who were studying me, they didn't really come across as they were studying me. They were more my friends, and I made great friends here. So it really helped me in the long run, and I was very happy and grateful for it, for sure.
What values have you kept from your prior life with the sloths and found useful in adapting to human society?
Okay, so sloths are big enthusiasts in having a loving support system, being very accepting, and being laid back. They really don't take anything too seriously. They just brush it off, and taking those traits with me now, having them with me now, I never really stress about anything. I always just kind of brush things off. And I learned to accept my doctors very quickly because of how quickly the sloths accepted me.
We'll be right back with the last segment of Samantha the Sloth. Welcome back for our final segment of Samantha the Sloth.
When you were captured, you were taken into a psychiatric hospital. So how did the social workers or social therapists introduce you to other people?
The social workers were great. They really helped me adapt into the new environment. They taught me to connect with humans, to like integrate with them, and it was great. At first they put me in groups with children who are at my mental like learning capabilities, and I fit in well with them, so then I moved on from there.
The hospital concluded you were not mentally deficient, quite brilliant actually. So what were the learning strategies that were used to help you gain or acquire new skills and knowledge, like painting or something like that?
The doctors concluded that I was a visual learner, so they used a lot of flashcards and pictures to stimulate my brain and really make me want to learn. And it was good because I agree with them. Like pictures always like stimulated my brain and made me commit to learning.
How do the teachers or staff of the public school you attend help you reintegrate into human society?
One teacher in particular really helps me move forward, and her name is Miss Bourdon. me and her both really shared a love for cats. Like, I don't know, when I first came to Canada, I just found them so intriguing, and I guess she did too. She never really treated me like I was different, but when I needed the help, she was always there for me. So, I don't know, having that person that didn't like treat me like I was different, it was great because a lot of the kids were like, ooh, sloth girl, like look at her, and I'm like, thanks, Miss Bernard.
Do you find it challenging relating to other 15-year-olds? Do you interact better with males or females?
Okay. With the school I'm at right now, I'm with kids a couple years younger than me, so I don't really get a chance to hang out with kids 15 as well as me. But when I do, I try my best to relate with them, and I think they do as well. They really give it their all to be relatable to me, and it's really nice. And to the girl and boy thing, I really don't have a preference. Like, I love hanging out with both of them, but I'm a very outdoor person, and I usually find myself with people who like to be outdoors, and with the school I'm at, it's more the guys who are out there, so I'd have to say guys.
How did you integrate or fit in with the sloth family? Was there a hierarchy? Like, where did you fit in?
After a few years of living with the sloths, I could see that they kind of looked at me to lead them to the right decisions because I was different, and you always look to someone different to guide you, I guess. But I would have to say that the sloths don't really have a hierarchy. We all work together, even though maybe I did lead the way sometimes, but we all work together, and in the end to complete a goal, and that's what really matters. We were all a family and a community together.
Well, that concludes our segment for this week. Thank you, Samantha, for coming, and hope to see you all next week. Thank you for watching Wild Child Weekly.